How did you get started with the pedal company?
I really just like messing around in school. Like I started playing in bands and wanted to get more pedals for my keyboards, and I was just looking for things, and just hard to find stuff that was made for keyboardists and other people. So I just thought I would make it for myself, and that's kind of how it started.
And what was your first build, I guess?
The first one was probably the first thing ever was like a Green Ringer clone, which is like a very it's a passive ring modulator, and it's very subtle, but it's got a really interesting, unique octave kind of sound, and they're really great, but looked really ugly. It's super ugly. I still have it in a box somewhere. It's all gooped up with some sort of pasty wax stuff covering it. It's really gross.
Yeah. Oh, then when you started Small Sound, Big Sound, was the Team Awesome Fuzz machine the first one you put into production?
Yeah, that was basically, I built that for a bassist in a band I was playing in at the time called Bon Savants. He was just looking for a particular sound, and he used a couple pedals to get it, so that was my take on his rig.
Well, it seems like the cool thing about that pedal is, compared to, I think what can set it apart is, you have a little more, it's fuzz, but you have a little clarity because you can mix in your original signal.
Totally,
right?
yeah.
Which I think is pretty neat. I used to run 2 amps and run one just clean and one without the fuzz, or one with the fuzz, and that kind of takes care of that.
Yeah. I mean, I think people are definitely getting way more hip to that idea, and I think other musicians are more accepting of that. Like, having a clean blend doesn't just mean that it sucks and there's no low end to it. It's just another sound. It's another sound at your fingertips. So. And
then your latest pedal is the delay pedal, which is the first one, the No Memory.
Yeah, which I did for our record release. So that was a limited release, and I'm not totally sure what I want to do with it yet. But
they sold out right away.
Yeah, they sold out pretty quickly. So and there was 50, so that was nice. But I think I want to expand on that idea a bit.
Yeah.
I have an analog delay in the works. That was a digital one.
Okay.
So I'm sort of still thinking about it and what I want to do with it.
Cool. Are you using some of your pedals with your keyboard rig?
Yeah, of course. I use that's a treble booster, which is pretty much always on. Just adds a little bit of grit. Then that goes to the DD5. That goes to the Team Awesome, which I don't have labeled at all.
I guess it's an early version, or
it's a later version, actually. I had a different one on my board, but this fit better.
Okay.
I just never labeled it. Then that goes to a digital delay that I built, which is pretty simple. It kind of replaced a Memory Man on my board, which I love, but it wasn't really working on the road. And that goes to the Fuck Overdrive, which goes to the RV5, then to the Line 6.
And Line 6, are you using that for looping? Or?
Yeah, only looping.
Only
I had a timeline for a little while, but it wasn't exactly what I wanted.
Okay.
And that all goes through an Ampeg Superjet, which I just bought on the road this tour, which is great.
Cool. I've never heard of the Ampeg Superjet before.
It's a newer Ampeg. It's really nice. Breaks up kind of in a great way. Before that, I was using a V2 and a 115 cab, which was also great, but heavier and bigger. And I wanted to do a 2 amp setup for the 2 keyboards. So
okay, so that way they have a separate place to go.
Yeah, so the keyboard on the top is MS2000, which I'm using the Red Panda particle.
Yeah, that caught my eye. That's one I see about. I don't even really know what the Red Panda does.
It's a really interesting granular delay pedal. It does a lot of kind of neat, weird, glitchy delay sounds and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's great. And they just came out with a Bit Crusher too, I think pretty recently, which looks really neat. Yeah.
Did you pick up anything when you went to Earthquaker?
I did. It's not on my board because I'm not going to use it live just yet, but I got an Afterneath, which is their new sort of reverb delay weird thing. Yeah. So I'm trading them a No Memory for that. So I got to make one of those.
That's cool. Yeah, that seems like it's maybe a little bit of learning curve, but really cool sounds.
Oh yeah, it gets great sounds. Yeah. I used it on the first night that I got it in Cleveland at the Beachland Ballroom, but it wasn't totally working with our sound in particular. So I think I could do more fun stuff with it at home rather than on the road right now, or write some new songs based around that.
Yeah, that's true. It's be one of those pedals to inspire creation for sure.
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us, and this has been Pedal Fuzz. Hope you enjoyed it.